Welcome to IAS Academy. Prior to the 2023 preliminary exam, we will cover 15 questions daily in a video. I have already uploaded 40 test series last year. So, let's start our session. Our first question is
The Vital Vidwansa, the first monthly journal to have untouchable people as its target audience, was published by. Options are Gopal Baba Valankar, Jyotiba Phule, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar. Here, answer to this question is option A, Gopal Baba Valankar. Gopal Baba Valankar is an early example of an activist working to release the untouchable people of India from their historic socio-economic oppression and is generally considered to be the pioneer of that movement. He developed a racial theory to explain the oppression and also published the first journal targeted at the untouchable people. In 1888, Valankar began publishing the monthly journal titled Vital Vidwansa, that is, Destroyer of Brahmanical or Ceremonial Pollution, which was first monthly journal to have the untouchable people as its target audience. So here answer to this question is option A, Gopal Baba Valankar. Question number 2. With reference to the book Desha Kada written by Sakharam Ganesh Desha during the freedom struggle, consider the following statements. Statements are, it warned against the colonial state's hypnotic conquest of the mind. That is correct. It inspired the performance of Swadeshi street plays and folk songs. That is correct. The use of Desh by Deshkar was in the specific context of region of Bengal. That is incorrect. Which of the statements given above are correct? Here, answer to this question is option A. Statement 1 and 2 are correct. Sakharam Ganesh Desha, a close associate of Sri Aurobindo, published the book entitled Desha Kada. The book described in exhaustive details of British commercial and industrial exploitation of India. The then government of Bengal banned the book and confiscated all the copies. This book had an immense repercussion in Bengal, captured the mind of young Bengal and assisted more than anything else in the preparation of Swadeshi movement. Hence, statement 1 and 2 are correct. In this book, Deshkar uses Desh in the context of the whole country. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. So, here answer to this question is option A, statement 1 and 2 are correct. Question number 3. The experiment will employ a trio spacecraft flying in formation in the shape of an equilateral triangle that has sides 1 million kilometers long with lasers shining between the craft. The experiment in question refers to options are Voyager 2, New Horizons, LISA Pathfinder, Evolved LISA. Here answer to this question is option D, Evolved LISA. Evolved Laser Interferometer Space Antenna, that is ELISA, is a spectacular plan of setting into space 3 spacecraft, a mother and 2 daughter spacecraft, which will fly in a triangular formation, trailing the Earth in its orbit around the Sun at a distance of over 50 million kilometers. Each arm of the imaginary triangle from the mother to each daughter spacecraft will measure about 1 million kilometers. ELISA aims to measure gravitational waves in the frequency range from 0.1 MHz to about 100 MHz. To do this, it is necessary for the interferometers to have an arm length of 1 million kilometers, and that is impossible to achieve with an Earth-based setup. Hence, it is necessary to have this elaborate experiment in space. So, her answer to this question is option D, Evolved LISA. Question number 4. Consider the following statements. Statements are, genetic changes can be introduced in the cells that produce exosperms of a prospective parent. That is correct. A person's genome can be edited before birth at the early embryonic stage. That is correct. Human-induced pluripotent stem cells can be injected into the embryo of a pig. That is also correct. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? Here, answer to this question is option D. All the statements are correct. Germline gene therapy would introduce normal human genes into the exosperms of parents or into the fertilized eggs or early embryo of the offspring. The goal would be to change the eventual child's genetic inheritance. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Chinese researchers first edited the genes of a human embryo in a lab using a powerful gene editing tool known as CRISPR. Clustered regularly, interspaced short palindromic repeats technology is employed to modify human embryos before they are transferred into woman's uterus. These affordable and easily programmable molecular modalities enable virtually unlimited genetic manipulations in most organisms, and can cure human genetic disorders. Hence, statement 2 is correct. A pig was said to be an ideal incubator for human organs. A pig is considered an important animal model of human diseases with unique advantages in surgery and xenotransplantation studies. Hence, statement 3 is correct. So, here answer to this question is option D. All the statements are correct. Question number 5. In India, why are some nuclear reactors kept under IAEA safeguards while others are not? Options are some use uranium and others use thorium. That is not correct. Some use imported uranium and others use domestic supplies. That is correct. So, here answer to this question is option B. Some use imported uranium and others use domestic supplies. The nuclear facilities are kept under International Atomic Energy Agency safeguards. If the source of uranium, which is the fissile material for a nuclear reactor, is from outside the territory of India, or if the new reactor plants are established with foreign collaboration. This is to ensure that imported uranium was not diverted for military use and assure that the imported uranium is used to generate nuclear energy for civilian purposes. Under Safeguards Agreement, IAEA has the right and obligation to ensure that safeguards are applied on all nuclear material in the territory, jurisdiction or control of the state for the exclusive purpose. So, here answer to this question is option B. Question number 6. In which one of the following groups are all the 4 countries members of G20? Here answer to this question is option A. Argentina, Mexico, South Africa and Turkey. The G20 was formed in 1999 in the backdrop of the financial crisis of late 1990s that hit East Asia and Southeast Asia in particular. It aims to secure global financial stability by involving middle-income countries. The G20 members include Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Republic of Korea, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, UK, US and European Union. So, here answer to this question is option A. Question number 7. Consider the following statements. Statements are, the value of Indo-Sri Lanka trade has consistently increased in the last decade. That is incorrect. Textile and textile articles constitute an important item of trade between India and Bangladesh. That is correct. In the last 5 years, Nepal has been the largest trading partner of India in South Asia. That is incorrect. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. There has been an overall increase but cannot determine a consistent rise in Indo-Sri Lanka trade value. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Bangladesh has been a major textile trading partner for India. The major items of exports are fiber and yarn of cotton, man-made staple fibers and man-made filaments, while major import items include apparel and clothing, fabric and other made-up textile articles. Hence, statement 2 is correct. As per 2016-17 data, Bangladesh is India's largest trading partner in South Asia. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. So, the answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Question number 8. Consider the following pairs. Options are Alma-Ata Declaration, Healthcare of the People. That is correct. Health Convention, Biological and Chemical Weapons. That is incorrect. Talanoa Dialogue, Global Climate Change. That is correct. Under 2 Coalition, Child Rights. That is incorrect. Which of the pairs above are correctly matched? Here answer to this question is option C. 1 and 3 are correctly matched. That is Alma-Ata Declaration, Healthcare of the People and Talanoa Dialogue, Global Climate Change. The Alma-Ata Declaration of 1978 emerged as a major milestone of the 20th century in the field of public health, and it has identified primary health care as the key to attainment of the goal of health for all. Hence, pair 1 is correctly matched. There are a series of health conventions on different subjects such as Convention for the Protection of Cultural Prosperity in the Event of Armed Conflict, Child Abduction, etc. Hence, pair 2 is not correctly matched. Talanoa is a traditional word used in Fiji and across the Pacific to reflect the process of inclusive, participatory and transparent dialogue. In this regard, the Talanoa dialogue is a process through which the deadlock regarding climate change can be brought together by drawing participants to share their stories. Hence, pair 3 is correctly matched. Under 2 coalition is the largest global network of states, regions, provinces to achieving net zero emissions by 2050 at the latest. Hence, pair 4 is not correctly matched. So, here answer to this question is option C. Pair 1 and 3 are correctly matched. Question number 9. With reference to pulse production in India, consider the following statements. Statements are, black gram can be cultivated as both kharif and rabi crop. That is correct. Green gram alone accounts for nearly half of pulse production. That is incorrect. In the last 3 decades, while the production of kharif pulses has increased, the production of rabi pulses has decreased. That is incorrect. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? Here, answer to this question is option A. Statement 1 only is correct. Black gram is one of the important pulses grown in both kharif and rabi seasons. Black gram is a warm weather crop. It is mainly cultivated in a cereal pulse cropping system, primarily to conserve soil nutrients and utilize the leftover soil moisture, particularly after rice cultivation. Although it can be grown in all the seasons, the majority of black gram cultivation falls in either rabi or late rabi seasons, particularly in peninsular India. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Green gram alone not accounts for nearly half of pulse production. So, statement 2 is incorrect. In the last 3 decades, the production of kharif pulses and the production of rabi pulses have increased. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. So, here answer to this question is option A. Statement 1 only is correct. Question number 10. The crop is subtropical in nature. A hard frost is injurious to it. It requires at least 210 frost-free days and 50 to 100 centimeters of rainfall for its growth. A light, well-drained soil capable of retaining moisture is ideally suited for the cultivation of this crop. Which one of the following is that crop? Options are cotton, jute, sugarcane, tea. Here, answer to this question is option A. Cotton. Cotton requires a temperature between 21 to 30 degrees Celsius and 210 frost-free days. Rainfall is needed around 50 to 100 centimeter. And soil type needed is well-drained black cotton soil of Deccan Plateau. So, here answer to this question is option A. Cotton. Question number 11. In India, separation of judiciary from the executive is enjoined by options are Preamble, DPSP, 7th Schedule, Conventional Practice. Here, answer to this question is option B. DPSP. Directive principles of state policy are enumerated in Part 4, that is Article 36 to 51 of the Constitution. Article 50 of the Constitution states that the state shall take steps to separate the judiciary from executive in the public service of the state. So, her answer to this question is option B. DPSP. Question number 12. Along with the budget, the finance minister also places other documents before the parliament, which include the macroeconomic framework statement. The aforesaid document is presented because this is mandated by options are long-standing parliamentary convention, Article 112 and Article 110 subclause 1 of the Constitution of India, Article 113 of the Constitution of India, provisions of FRBM Act 2003. Here, answer to this question is option D. Provisions of FRBM Act 2003. FRBM Act or Financial Responsibility and Budgeting Management Act was enacted by the Indian Parliament to institutionalize fiscal stability, reduce the fiscal deficit, enhance macroeconomic stability and overall maintenance of public funds by progressing towards a balanced budget and reinforcing fiscal frugality. As per the FRBM Act, documents of macroeconomic framework statement, medium-term fiscal policy statement and fiscal policy strategy statement must be released along with the budget annually. So, here answer to this question is option D. Question number 13. A constitutional government by definition is a options are government by legislature, popular government, multi-party government, limited government. Here, answer to this question is option D. Limited government. The core component of the constitutional government is the existence of a rule of law or a set of basic laws that binds both public office holders and all members of a society within a given territory. The constitutional government is a type of regime that is characterized by the fact that the government operates within the set of legal and institutional constraints that both limits its power and protects the individual liberty. So her answer to this question is option D, limited government. Question number 14. The term West Texas Intermediate, sometimes found in news, refers to a grade of options are crude oil, bullion, rare earth element, uranium. Here answer to this question is option A, crude oil. West Texas Intermediate, that is WTI crude oil, is a specific grade of crude oil and one of the main three benchmarks in oil pricing along the Ben and Dubai crude. WTI is described as light crude oil because of its relatively low density and sweet because of its low sulfur content. It is sourced from US oil fields, primarily from inland Texas, and is one of the highest quality oils in the world, which is easy to refine. So her answer to this question is option A, crude oil. Question number 15. In the context of the Indian economy, non-financial debt includes which of the following? Options are housing loans owed by households, amounts outstanding on credit cards, treasury bills. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Here answer to this question is option D, all the above. Debt are contractual obligations to repay monetary loans, often with related interest expenses. Non-financial debt is a debt issued by non-financial institutions, such as the government, a household, or a business not engaged in the financial sector. Non-financial debt comprises treasury bills, commercial loans, industrial loans. The issuers are non-financial. The non-financial sector is a term that encompasses a vast array of businesses. Legally defined, they are independent from any involvement in the financial industry. These entities can be corporations, small businesses, manufacturers, and many other types of companies. Credit card debt qualifies as non-financial because in most cases, the issuer is non-financial. So the answer to this question is option D. 1, 2 and 3 are included in non-financial debt.
So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. We will continue with the next essay tomorrow.